Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny, and this is another Sunday Soapbox. Okay, it's not Sunday. Basically, I'm introducing you to a new series we're gonna have on the channel where every Sunday I'm gonna post a video ranting on some car subject that's just got on my nerves over the years. Those of you that know me off camera know that I tend to be highly opinionated and rant on various subjects. And I always call them my soapbox. Well, now I'm bringing my soapbox to you. And today we're going to discuss several trends in the automotive industry that have just gotten on my last nerve, and it's time for them to die. First, let's talk about steering wheel buttons. So I was driving a Nissan the other day, and I counted them, guys. We had 18 buttons on the steering wheel. 18! I asked the owner of the car what they all do. He's owned the car for 2 years and had no idea besides the volume and cruise control on the steering wheel. See, it all started back when Ferrari started placing additional buttons on their steering wheel to resemble that of a Formula One race car. Now, we all want that race car experience on a daily basis, but maybe not to this extent. Manufacturers have had a history of this, right? We all remember the days of 20 cup holders in your car that only seats 5 people. We've kind of gotten to that same place. There are so many buttons now on these steering wheels, and oftentimes we don't even know what they are. There's buttons typically on the back side of the steering wheel. I mean, who needs this? The next one that I'm hoping that dies very soon is fake exhausts and fake vents. I literally don't have the words to put into perspective my confusion on this. See, it all started in the 90s with people putting loud exhausts on their car. And sometimes they would take those little 4-bangers and put multiple exhaust tips on there or fake exhaust tips on there to make it look big because they couldn't afford the entire exhaust system. Manufacturers got wind of this, and what did they do? They just decided to do it themselves. Cut out the middleman, right? But the problem with that is you have blatant disregard for what's real and what's not. It's all cosmetic. You have fake vents, plastic pieces cut out into the body of your car. Take a Toyota Camry, which has no business being a sports car. It's got 13 vents from front to the middle of the car. We don't even need to get to the back end yet. Then we have dual exhaust tips. One of them is so bad, from behind the car you can actually see the plastic 3 inches behind the tip. Manufacturers, if you're not going to take the time to actually put a vent in the car that suits some purpose, or add an additional exhaust, again, that suits some purpose, or an additional lift and performance, stop trying to fake it. Nobody's buying it. The next one is gesture controls, and if you guys have been paying attention, this one's new on the market. I want this to die before it even gets to the end. You have companies out there that expect us to be in our car and do this to turn up the volume. Really? So I'm supposed to be driving and then turn the volume up or turn the volume down. I've seen one that open, close your sunroof, or even better, answer the phone. Answer the phone. Walk me through. What was so wrong about the way we did these before? A little tiny knob on the dash that raised or lowered your volume. A knob up here that opened your sunroof. Why do I have to now drive and feel like a Wall Street exec trying to buy or sell stocks? It makes no sense. The next one, I just don't get. I mean, sometimes manufacturers are just lazy. And I think that's where we're at. The crazy thing is the lazy ones are your high-end brands. And I'm talking about your Mercedes, your Porsche, your BMW. Heck, even my Tesla is doing it. And that is not integrating in these large screens into the car. Instead, they're just slapping them on the dash. What happened to the days of cleanly integrating these screens into your dash? Why now are they just protruding straight up in the middle? I think they've gotten lazy, and it's really our fault. Nobody's called them out on it. We continue to buy these cars. I think it's time they stop. Get back to the beautiful design of interiors, and let's integrate these pieces in instead of just gluing them on the dash. The next one, guys, is something that's near and dear to my heart, and I know competition breeds improvement, right? The more competition that's out there, the more advancement and improvement we get in the products we have. The problem I have when it's not an advancement in technology, heck, it's not even really competition. People are creating things just to say they can. What am I talking about? Crappy EVs. There are EVs right now on the market that don't even give you 120 miles per charge. 120 miles. And I'm not talking about your less expensive EVs. There's a lot of manufacturers out there that are putting some great technologies into these cars at lower prices. I'm talking about you guys that aren't innovating whatsoever, just slapping batteries into an old school car that you had and pushing it out as this new electrified vehicle. No, it's not. It's a crappy car that you had sitting in your back lot that now you're just calling electric. Bring something to the table. Raise your game. And guys, the last one is ever increasing prices on these vehicles. There's a lot of leases happening out there, so we're really not feeling those increase in prices because we're simply paying a smaller amount and giving the cars back. But guys, we're still paying it. These cars are astronomical in price. It wasn't too long ago you could buy a pretty decent car for around $25,000. Now, unless you're buying used, you're not buying anything at that price point. You have budget end BMWs selling for $80,000. $80,000. I can buy a house in rural Tennessee for $50,000. We're paying way too much money for these vehicles and letting these manufacturers off the hook. They got lazy with their R&D for years, pushing out just a pumped up version of last year's model. And we demanded more. Problem is, they passed that cost from their neglected research for years onto us, and we are just giving it to them. We're giving them a pass on that, and we can't. Guys, car prices are getting ridiculous. And the reality is, if we don't start acting now and pushing back on these manufacturers and these ridiculous costs, it's just gonna get worse. Heck, $2,000 for a cell phone? How about 150 grand for a Honda? Well, that's it for me on this Soapbox Sunday, Tuesday, when this goes live. Again, we'll put out a new Soapbox Sunday every Sunday from now on. And that Italian car I referenced a few videos ago, it's in the works. I'm pretty stoked to show you. Is it a fun car? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyway guys, if you liked the video, please smash that thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe below. And that little bell icon, click that too. That way you're notified the next time I upload a video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Yeah, that's not bad.